is out of control. I'm telling you, nobody's safe. I've been living my life limbo. My ice, it came with a tray. I'm so high, gotta hide my face. This not a rock star phase. I'm an emo, thug in my face. 0, 0, 0, 0. Tell her to go chase. Monkey nuts, hold me, baby. I got on 2 chains. Rolling another and I'm like,
Are you ready for some Peach Belt Conference basketball action on a Saturday afternoon? Well, if you are, you're in the right place at the right time. The Peach Belt Conference set and ready for action. Charles McNeil and Lynn Carlson, the Hall of Famer, alongside. And we're excited to have you guys here because the Peach Belt, 2 of the top teams early on in the season, are going to match up. 2-1, Augusta University with a perfect home record taking on a Georgia College team that's unblemished.
Yes, it's going to be interesting here. We've got a battle on the boards going on. Both Coach Aquino and Coach Mitras had the same comment to make in their pregame preparation is the team that controls the boards is probably going to control this game. The Bobcats come in with the 6th best rebound differential of any 2-division team in the country. So George Raveling once wrote a book called War on the Boards. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a war on the boards right here, and the one who wins will probably determine the winner of the game.
Now I'm curious to see then, with that said, who's in your star watch, starting with the Bobcats?
Starting with the Bobcats, the key player is James.
I saw is Oliver Lucas is going to be back. He's in uniform, set to play, but Nonfon may not need a whole lot of help because he was terrific in his most recent performance down at USC Beaufort.
Yeah, my biggest fear for him is they play a double high post on occasion. And if that's the case, they're going to double Nonfon. They're going to play a man in front of him and a man behind him. And in that case, somebody on the Jaguars has got to make the outside shot. And that's been their problem all year. When they're hitting their outside shot, they really look good. And when they struggle from the outside, they look very mediocre.
Yeah, you think in terms of Toby Prawl or maybe Cam Pacheco, those guys can knock down shots. Elias Paulson, the Icelander, will he make an arrival as well? Just some of the guys that you can look forward to seeing matriculate and make their way up and down the floor to make big things happen for the Jaguars. Well, we're just about set and ready to go with the tip-off of this one. Saturday afternoon basketball in Augusta. And without further delay, we're going to send it over to our public address announcer. He's been on the sidelines for many years, bringing you all the insights. If you come to the Christenberry Fieldhouse, you always enjoy his dulcet tones. I'm talking about Jason Shearer, and he has the particulars for this one.
Featuring the visiting Georgia College Bobcats and your Augusta University Jaguars. At this time, would you please rise and gentlemen kindly remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting you ready for the tip-off of this one. Time for our keys to victory, Lynn.
Well, go keys to victory for AU. Win the war on the boards. Stop dribble penetration.
Please welcome wearing number 5.
get back and be able to convert fast break opportunities. They do those three things, they can hang in there.
What about for the Bobcats?
For the Bobcats, 4 quarters of defense, and their coach said, bang the boards, bang the boards, bang the boards, and make somebody from AU score from the outside.
See how those things pair out as we see the starting lineup, the 5 on the floor coming up for the Bobcats. And now let's turn down the lights and get you ready for the starting unit for your Augusta University Jaguars on Saturday afternoon basketball here in the CSRA. For those of you tuned in for the first time and unable to get the full flavor of this, there is that same video that you saw to open up our broadcast. You get a chance to see it here inside the Christenberry Fieldhouse with players knocking down shots and putting on a show of what's to come. And then after that video, that's when we come back to you on camera. Scott Harris, our talented director, producer extraordinaire, he's handling many things up top. He's punching all the buttons and keeping us on, along with our illustrious team, the Emmy Award-winning team from a couple of small seasons ago. And those guys are in place, and now it's time, without further delay, for you to meet the starting lineup. We'll send it back over to Jason Shearer.
From Sydney, Australia, number 5, Charlie McBeth. Escorted by cancer survivor, put your hands together for Wesley Young. At forward for the Jaguars, the 6'9" freshman from Bahia Blanca, Argentina. Number 15, Matias Zanato. A sophomore from Berlin, Germany, number 24, Louis Malfon. Now, with cancer survivor Laura Owens, please welcome from Margot Elias Paulson, the head coach of the Jaguars, is Sydney.
Cancer Awareness Day in Augusta, Georgia. Demetris in his 22nd season. And the Jaguars ready for action in this one is Georgia College and State University on the road at Augusta in the Garden City. And with the starting unit, what do you need to see early for the Jaguars to help them rebound from a tough loss at Buford on Wednesday?
Well, just they had to totally regroup. I watched that game on video, and it was one of those games, if it had gone 10 more minutes, they would have lost by 30 points. So you got to forget about that game, and you got to understand that this is a new game. You got a new enthusiasm. You've got a new plan that you've got to execute, and you've just got to put that in the past.
Krawchuk and Zanato. Jumping tip, and Krawchuk controls for the Bobcats. And Augusta University starting off man-to-man. Forcing a turnover immediately. C.J. Jones with the early turnover. T.J. Baker gets the start at the point guard. Sensational sophomore Baker out of Tallahassee. Baker kicks the ball on the right side. Charlie McBeth Sydney, Australia with the right-handed hook, no good. Macbeth, another sensational game for the fabulous freshman. Driving inside, shot goes up, no good. Rebounded in close by Nonfine. So there's the first rebound we talked about, Lynn. Controlling the board, not giving them multiple opportunities.
Now, both shots attempted now were in the paint, and both shots were attempted in a crowd, and neither one went in.
Macbeth with 13 on the shot clock. Tell him to clear it out. Let's get it to Nonfine. Gives it off to Charlie in the corner, lines up the 3-ball. Side rim on that shot attempt, but a good look for Charlie and the Jags.
And Nonfine made the right pass. Charlie just needs to knock it down.
Bullet pass down low, reverse move, comes off the rim. Not able to control it is Krawcheck. TJ up top in the hands of Elias. That's Paulson. As always, we welcome our friends in from Narvik, tuned in Iceland.
Both teams in a pressure half-court man-to-man defense.
Baker gets to the bucket, and a foul committed by Khalil Green.
It's going to be interesting to see how long TJ can go.
With each game, I was going to say, with each game he plays, he seems to extend his minutes.
Exactly.
And we saw, if you watched the game via the live stream from the Peach Belt Sports Network, you saw TJ get major minutes down there at Buford. Still getting his sea legs underneath him. Getting into basketball shape after a preseason injury.
I think he's going to give him like 6 or 7 minutes, then sit him for 6 minutes, and then have him finish up the half.
So Baker connecting on a couple of free throws, get the scoring started for Augusta. Leads it early 2-0. Into the corner. 3-ball, no good. Zanato can't control, and it goes out of bounds. So this is the first opportunity for 2 shots for Georgia College, one of our key notes coming into this game.
AU and a man-to-man defense on the OB underneath.
Clear it to the corner. Now the drive. CJ tries to get to the free throw line, pulls up and knocks it down. 6'2" sophomore out of Swanee, Georgia, CJ Jones, and we're deadlocked at 2.
Yeah, he's the left end. He's the point man, and he's got a green light.
TJ being guarded out there by Green. Man-to-man defense on the part of Georgia College. The Bobcats clad in their dark uniforms, green and white trim. Elias Paulson from way downtown says bang.
That's the shot that has to drop to the Jaguars this afternoon if they're going to come away with a victory.
Augusta University 6-6 on the season. And there's a 3-ball back the other way.
And as I said, he's got a green light.
Yeah, he's got 5, all 5 of them. This is Cancer Awareness Day. Throughout our broadcast, we'll give you a little taste of what Augusta University and some of our sponsors are doing. Supporting the effort as Charlie Macbeth is on the board.
Dribble drive penetration, pulls it up, knocks it down.
Good A, mate. 7-5 is our score. Jaguars back out in front. Macbeth trying to keep track of CJ. A little bit taller defender. There's the reverse, rejected by Zanato. So Zanato had his family here, and they enjoyed every bit of the action.
Bobcats took it in too deep, tried to shoot amongst the trees, ended up with a Spalding burger.
So off the defensive effort by Zanato, Jaguars with the basketball, looking to extend on their 2-point advantage. And a throwaway.
Well, Matisse thought that was Charlie's fault. Charlie thought it was Matisse's fault, and it was Matisse's fault.
So tell us why.
Well, he didn't make a definitive move to backdoor. He just looked like he was going to backdoor. And then when he didn't move, the pass was made to the outside and into the stands.
A couple of opportunities for the Bobcats, coming away empty. Now the guy who started the season as the point guard, Rocket Rod, Rodney Scott, into the lineup for the Jags. There's the automatic reverse. You see it at least twice or 3 times a game on the reverse move. It's Louis Nonfon with the field goal. Beautiful bounce pass into the post, turning and facing and knocking it home as Julian Walker.
Turn around baseline jump shot. Nice. I'm surprised that they're not doubling Nonfon.
So Walker, the sophomore out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Charlie, back iron on that shot attempt. Nonfon with the board. He powers it up with the left hand, comes up short. Quick leaper. Can't get the second opportunity. Now Jones accelerates. Gets to Zanato off his body and lays it in.
When he gets it, he's going downhill as far as he can.
Reminiscent of Jalen Brunson, who plays with the Knicks. That powerful move underneath.
Same style, different body.
Elias went back door. Instead, they go to Zanato for the elbow 3. Unable to finish, and we're deadlocked at 9. Georgia College looking for the advantage. This offense actually looks reminiscent of the Knicks, the way they set it up with Jones, the distributor, finding a lot of opportunities with other parts, including Julian Walker, who knocks that one home.
Nice pick and roll, passing to Walker. Walker did not go too deep and just knocked down a nice, soft 12-foot jump shot, just the way he should have.
So Walker with 4 and Jones with 7. That's the 11 on the board for Georgia College. They're playing a 2-man game. Pass to the perimeter. 3 ball on the way, and it splashes home.
AU has to keep on knocking down those threes because that's the shot they're going to get.
Macbeth drilling the perimeter 3 ball. Turned in the corner, and Macbeth with the steal. Hit ahead to Rodney. Rodney's got a teammate on the other side. It's Elias to the bucket. He gets grabbed. That's Aiden Cutlass, the junior out of Dawsonville.
Well, if we were playing hockey, I tell the folks we're just having a shift change right now. Multiple substitutions by both teams.
And we'll talk about that when we return. It's the under 16 timeout, comes with 13:31 left to play in the opening half, and the Jaguars clinging to a 1-point lead. You're watching the Roar Network. Augusta University Spirit team entertaining the crowd during that timeout. Jaguars with a 1-point edge, and there he is, Brian Aquino. In his 4th year at Georgia College, he was an assistant for the Bobcats for 8 years.
Yeah, prior to that, he played there, and one interesting thing that he did is as he became the head coach, he turned right around and hired a former teammate of his head, Jack Rios, as his assistant coach. And he was a double-double guy when he played there. He got you 12 points and 10 rebounds every night.
So that's the brain trust. Aquino, you might remember, also a part of the Division I Reese's All-Star College game back in the day as well. All Southeast Region first team honors. And the only alum from Georgia College to become their head coach. There's a banker. That's a bucket scored in the painted area by Aiden Cutlass.
And on the scouting notes about him, they said he's a driver, and that's exactly what he did. Drove and scored.
Scott gets it down low to another new member of the Jaguars. Elevating. Shot goes up off the right hand and out of bounds. That's Toby Prawl. So Prawl sporting the goggles.
With the exception of non-foul, we got a lot of new faces out there right now.
Yeah, 4 new players in this 25-26 season. Pacheco. Scott, Prawl from New Jersey, non-fawn. The reliable one puts it up and draws a foul.
You know, they came with the double that time, but they came too late. Particularly since Coach Aquino has taken some of his studs out. He's going to have to, and this group is smaller, they're going to have to double non-fawn quicker.
So non-fawn heads to the line for the Jaguars. Lead it by 1.
You know, I say this with every broadcast. They bring in a 6'10" muscular banger next year and play him at the 5 and play non-fawn at the short corner, high post, short corner. They're going to be really strong inside.
So Lewis non-fawn, 58.7% free throw shooter on the season. Knocks down a pair of free throws there, and that's always a great thing for Jaguar fans. Up by 3, 12 and a half left in the opening half of play.
Full court, man-to-man pressure by Rocket Rod.
Backdoor opportunity, good job by Daramola from Lagos, Nigeria, as we say hello to our African neighbors. Shot goes up and goes down. Strength shown by Green right there, going up over the freshman.
Second ball. Bad first shot, got the rebound, made a heck of a second shot. Second ball.
Prawl trying to get to the bucket. Couldn't get there. Charlie unavailable as well on the backdoor feed. Now it's Pacheco, gets to the bucket. Double swatted, out of bounds. We've got a timeout on the floor. 11:46 left to go in the first half. The Jaguars still out in front, but only by 1. Keep watching Jaguar basketball right here on the Roar Network.
Incredible strength and exceptional hands. But here at Augusta University, we measure talent a little differently. We beat opponents who don't play fair and fight against all odds. Not for trophies or titles,
but for victories that really matter.
Augusta University, changing the game and saving lives.
This is not just a walk and a fun racing. This is a community event where we want to support all the cancer patients and their families, not all of us have been touched by cancer, and many of us are working to remember to support a family member, a friend, a neighbor.
Fundraising is to support the fight of patients with cancer. The $1 that we raise through this event goes back into projects that support the patients in some way.
We are so blessed to have this cancer center here. I think about the people that have to drive hours to get cancer care. So the care that this organization gives, not just to Augusta, but to the entire state of Georgia and beyond, is a true blessing.
Shot clock violation as we return to live action with the Jaguars up 16 to 15. Jaguars so far shooting 36% from the floor, 4 of 11 shooting, 7 of 14 for Georgia College. Georgia College with a 12-2 advantage in paint points. We'll see if that continues. As Lynn said at the onset, he wanted to see how well they'd be able to perform. As a Louis Nonfon impersonation right there on the reverse move by Carpio.
Yeah, he's listed in the scouting report strictly a low post player. That's exactly what he did. Now he's going to defend against one.
Nonfon, that quick leaping ability, not once but twice. Elias Paulson traveled, shuffled his feet.
Statistically, this is a pretty even game, and the score reflects that.
Elias Paulson with 5. Charlie McBeth with 5. 4 in the game for Louis Nonfon to lead the Jaguars. C.J. Jones with 7, the leading scorer for Georgia College. That ball deflected into the corner. Georgia College, their second lead of the contest. And now they drive. Try to get the ball inside, nothing available. CJ has it with 7 seconds. High ball screen. Blow right by. CJ pulling up from deep. Shot goes up, no good. Loose ball rebound, tipped back to CJ. Left wing corner, catch and shoot. Corner, no good. Ball tipped around. Nonfon with the board.
Bobcats pounding the boards. Second balls.
Nonfon thought about the perimeter shot, instead goes underneath, tries to get to his reverse side. They were waiting for him. No whistle. Back the other way. CJ, bounce pass underneath. Good deflection. Elias has to guard the bigger guy who turns and faces, and there's a whistle, and Paulson with his hand in the cookie jar.
Nonfon got mugged on that last layup.
His first, the Jaguars' first team foul. At the line for the Bobcats.
Carpio is listed as strictly a post guy, and he's moved very strongly in there ever since he's come into the game. They're bigger than they have been in the past, and more physical.
Yeah, you've got to go back probably about 8 years or so since they've had this much height across the board.
Yes.
Had a couple of guys that probably 6'8", 6'9" back then, but it's been a long time. Carpio unable to capitalize at the free throw line. Lead remains 2. Charlie turned in the corner. They're waiting on him. Bounce pass underneath, tipped out to TJ, and he can't get there. So Green with the steal, and now CJ will bring it across. CJ gets all the way underneath, kicks it out. Work the ball to the perimeter. That's Green for 3. Zanato with the board. Now TJ into the front court. Gallops to Zanato. Left side to Paulson. Bring it up top to Baker and reset. Baker down low. Nonfon gets bumped twice. Finally, the second time they call it, he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Real good ball movement that time by the Jags. They finally got Nonfon where he likes it on the left block, and he takes the hit and he gets fouled. Knock down these 2 shots, he's going to tie it up.
Averaging 14 points a game, 8 rebounds a contest to lead the team. Shooting 52% from the floor, has 8 blocks on the season. This year, his 23 points versus Converse was a career high.
He's coming off of 2 knee injuries. His legs are getting stronger as the season progresses. He shows great promise. He's only going to get healthier. He's only going to get stronger.
And more confidence as well, Len, goes along with that. Working the ball around the perimeter at CJ. Nice between 2, gets to the bucket, high floater, somehow found the bottom. CJ Jones is putting on a show thus far.
Well, it's great to have a guy like that because you can run all the plays you want, but when things break down, if you have one guy that can just go and get a shot, whether it's a good one or a bad one, it's a blessing. And he's their go-to guy.
Right, and you know, as teammates, if he's putting them up, you got to go get the boards because you're not getting it on a pass.
Particularly with the amount of emphasis that Coach Aquino puts on rebounding to start with. And that foul right there is the foul that I've mentioned many times before, is the foul that drives coaches crazy. Fouling a three-point shooter on a shot that's not going to go in.
And I don't want to belittle CJ's ability to be a willing passer. He leads the team with 28 assists on the season, so he's doing it both through scoring and complimenting his teammates who get open. Ball at the line again. Welcome addition to the Jaguar program, Tobias Prawl, the junior out of Trenton, New Jersey.
Well,
he had at least one three-pointer made in every game except for the most recent contest.
Going to need him to make threes today. Trap press.
And a steal.
Turnover.
Elias, 4-on-3. Zanato gets to the bucket on the float game, off the window. Degree of difficulty, give him a 9.9. As we welcome in our friends from Argentina tuned in. CJ coming back with the floater.
And he gives a little silence to the crowd.
11 points in this contest for CJ Jones. He has half of his team's points, as once again we're tied at 22. Zanato on a catch and shoot. Back iron on that shot attempt. Good look for Zanato. Now CJ stops and pops. And you know what, it drops. Second made three for him. 14 points of the game.
He gets in a weight room and loses about 15 pounds. He's going to end up in Europe playing for money.
That's why I talked about Jalen Brunson, that comparison, because of the little bit around the midriff. Pull up, side pocket, Prawl.
Oh, we need him to get hot. We need him to have a bust out night.
Green backing down Baker. Pump fake, pump fake.
Wow.
How many steps do you get in there? They get it back to him, free throw line. Now the drive, Green to the bucket. Whistle and a foul. That one go against Baker, I do believe, at the 6:44 mark. Timeout on the floor. The Bobcats taking care of business in the Peach Belt Conference thus far, 2-0 on the young season, riding a 4-game win streak, and they lead the Jags by 1 with 6:44 left before halftime, right here on the Roar Network.
Tell them how you can't even talk to them. Nah, she's boom bosses. I pull up in Rari's with choppers and Harleys and shit. I be Gucci down. You wearing the cross? Yeah, mine club. Yeah, perk at my belt. Yeah, triple homicide. Put me in a chair. Yeah, triple across the plug. You do nothing fair. Yeah, got new tennis chains on and they real bling bling. Draco make you do the chicken head like chingy. Walking Neiman Marcus and I spend a life 50-50. Please proceed with caution, shooters that be right with me. Bad, cute face and some nice teeth. 7,500 on the Saint Laurent jacket, yeah. Be careful when you dumping your action. I ain't no sucker, I ain't covering no action. Nah, the streets raised me, I'm a hoe.
There he is. The venerable coach, the dean of coaching in the Peach Belt, one of the winningest coaches in the South history. 595 victories. Demetris leading the Jaguars for the 22nd season.
Well, he was complaining about not calling the travel on that play. That was a travel in America. That was a travel in the NBA. That was a travel in Europe. That was a travel in Mozambique. He took about 5 steps. And I can see where one official could miss that, but I don't see how all 3 of them could miss it. So that's why he's got his dander up.
How often do you see when a coach brings that to people's attention, meaning the striped shirts' attention, you'll get a few of those down the road?
You know, it can go either way. They can get mad at you and give you nothing, or they can correct themselves. I've seen it work either way.
We'll keep an eye on that as we move along. A couple of made free throws by Green. Extends the lead to 3. Ties the largest lead for Georgia College and State University. Dumped down past the non-font. He got it out on the perimeter. Now tries to get underneath. He does. He backs in close. And a foul was committed by Krawcheck.
Non-font's going to live at the free throw line as long as they play behind him. Eventually, Aquino's going to have to double down on him and put either dig on him or put somebody, have the post guy in front of him and have one behind him. But otherwise, in fact, the differential in the game right now is free throws. The Bobcats are killing them from the floor, but the Jaguars are killing them from the free throw line. Hence, you've got a game that's basically almost tied.
Louis Nanfan. So we say welcome to our friends tuned in Berlin and throughout Germany. At the free throw line, made the first but missed the second one. Cutting the deficit to 2. Turned in the corner. Can't get to the basket. Good job defensively. There's a perimeter shot. Krawcheck couldn't find the bottom, and now the Jaguars with a chance to tie or take the lead. Crawl. Step back. 3 on the way. Make that a long 2, and he knocks it home.
Maybe tonight's going to be his night. Great separation on that.
Seems like he's in a groove, looking to rebound, and we've seen that already happen this season. Coach, there's a steal. It's Prawl working against one defender. Prawl with that lightning quickness gets to the bucket. Left-handed layup is good. Toby Prawl.
Well, when you're hot, the basket gets real big. Makes 2 jumpers. Made a tough left-handed drive that time.
Gets the high ball screen, works around that. Now it's CJ looking to answer. No. Big rebound underneath. The reverse move didn't work out. But Oscar Lynch will head to the line, the junior from Cumming.
Both teams have been attacking the rebound war with ferocity, and nobody really has established a one-upsmanship in that area yet.
Taking back for the Bobcats, Julian Walker. In for Augusta, number 15, Matias Zanato, number 12.
2 people for AU have to get hot from the outside in this game. Could be Toby and Charles. Pacheco could break out of a slump. But they've got to make 3s if they're going to win this game.
Lynch ties things up at 29. Rodney Scott, TJ Baker, a pair of point guards out there to run the offense with Prawl and Charlie Macbeth. So Jaguars going small. Dribble penetration. Scott kicks it out to Baker. Gets to the elbow. Nearly threw it away. Prawl down low to Zanato with 8 on the shot clock. Zanato, 1 dribble. Gets it out to Scott. Got to get a shot up with 3 seconds. And he gets stopped. Scott stopped. The possession arrow deemed a hell ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Jaguars. 1 second on the shot clock. Nobody looking. Shot attempt by Baker, couldn't find the bottom, and that was it.
That's about the best they could do in that situation.
Dip arguing that was a change of possession. On the held ball. Get it down to the big guy. Powering up over Charlie. Charlie with the deflection. Give him a block on that one. Zanato gets the loose ball, and here come the Jazz. Scott down to Zanato. They got it to him quicker so he can operate. Double teamed and he throws it away. So second turnover.
It's the second similar turnover he's had. He's anticipated a man moving and the man doesn't move there and he's throwing it away.
So here we go. 4:15 left. First half. Action-packed game it's been. Nichols has it up top. Off into the hands of Green. Green trying to penetrate against the smaller player. Bumps him once, bumps him twice. And a traveling violation this time is called. And we asked, would Dip's argument work to his advantage?
That referee just answered your question. I don't think that was a travel. He made up for it. So they obviously thought that they blew the call as well, and they evened it up right there.
So the officials will have a little conference as we look at the replay.
There goes Jones. He bombs it away from outside. He's in rhythm, stepping into it, feeling it, drives hard, kisses it high off the glass. And here we've got Toby going, banging it in. And we will be back with AU basketball more on the Roar Network.
Tied at 29. With just under 4 minutes left to play in the opening half. Peach Belt Conference basketball on a sensational Saturday afternoon. Wherever you're tuned in around the globe, we welcome you to the Roar Network alongside the Hall of Fame coach and player, Lynn Carlson. I'm Charles McNeil. Happy to be here for another exciting Jaguar basketball experience. T.J. Baker with the basketball. Charlie Macbeth made the cut. Now Prawl rises and fires. Halfway down, it pops out. Back they come the other way. This is Green. Dribble handoff into the hands of another player. That's Eder. Mason Eder getting some run.
That was a good shot by Toby. He's feeling it. He had his feet down, and that did everything but go in. It was 3/4 down and came spinning out.
Aiden Cuttis checks out, as does Green, Khalil Green. And to replace them, back on the floor is James Nichols III and number 20, Devin McClain. T.J. Baker gets the bucket, gives it off to Nonfon, who is hammered. Here we go, another look, and it's hammer time.
Nonfon's going to live at the free throw line tonight.
Mason Eder, sophomore out of Woodstock, picking up his first, team 7th. So Nonfon will go to the line. He was in the act of shooting to shoot 2.
You know, with high school players watching a game like this, they say, you know, I could be out there playing with these guys. You don't realize how big they are, and how strong they are, and how thick they are. There's some men out there.
And it's interesting you should say that when you look at the Jaguar roster, it's primarily freshmen and sophomores on the floor.
Yeah, they're only going to get bigger and stronger.
Prawl is a junior. Good defensive effort by Nonfon, but they get a second opportunity, make that the third opportunity. They make good on it as Julian Walker.
Banging the boards.
That's
Coach
his third
Aquinos.
field goal.
Yep, that's what he said. Rebounding is their calling card.
Checking in for the Bobcats, Luke
So loose ball, tipped around. The Jaguars will have it with 21 on the shot clock. Macbeth hasn't been looking for his offenses yet. Elias feinted, now he needs help. TJ with 8 on the shot clock. Now Macbeth rises and fires. That one will be short. Elias keeps it alive. Nonfont over the back of CJ. Goes down in a heap. And Nonfont needs some assistance to get off the rack.
They're letting him play out there. It's pretty physical. It's physical prior to receiving the ball.
Nonfont with the foul down on this end.
You know what was spectacular about that move by number 24, Luke? He covered so much distance on that step. He caught the ball, he took the one step you're allowed, he flew about 10 feet.
So Krawcheck at the line. Junior from Fort Mill.
Wasn't Fort Mill the place where the religious guy was that got in all the trouble years back? Had the TV shows? I think that was Fort Mill.
I know Fort Mill for shopping. I'm not sure about that. For the perimeter, 3 ball on the way, Elias, and they undercut him and he knocks down the 3 anyway. Paulson.
Got to keep making it if we're gonna stay in this game.
Second made 3 for Elias, leading scorer for the Jaguars. Averaging 15.4 a game. Big rebound, 1 and done, and here come the Jags, tied at 33 with 90 seconds left to go before halftime. Oh, Nonfont was wide open. Barreling up over a smaller player, gets his own, kicks it out. Elias lines up the 3. He's strong, rebounded by TJ, who puts it home.
That's an example of AU getting on the boards and getting a loose ball, second ball basket. Dip running out on the floor and calling a timeout as he's going to set up his defense and hopefully draw up a last possession play or 2 plays going down to the half.
2 possessions for the Jaguars. TJ Baker with that last field goal, playing in his 5th game since his return. 54 minutes all total in 22 minutes versus USC Beaufort. On Wednesday, he was 1 of 8 from the floor for 2 points. 3 steals as well. 12 minutes versus Georgia Southwestern State. He had 2 rebounds in that contest. That was the game that we called for you last time out on the Roar Network. 7 minutes versus Flagler, 7 points and 1 rebound. His second game back, and then of course against Converse, 2 points and 3 boards in his return where he had limited action. So here we go, Jaguars up by 2. Nip and tuck affair it's been since the start.
That's a change you made if they're in a zone.
Get it down low. Perimeter 3, rattles home.
And unfortunately it backfired as Eder, who's a 3-ball specialist according to the scouting report, does what he's supposed to do and knocks it down.
Eder puts his team back out in front by 1. There's the perimeter 3 answer by TJ Baker. Right on cue, we talked him up, and he's knocked down the last 5 points for the Jags.
Got to keep making those threes.
38-36 into the corner. Driving and kicking, working the ball around the perimeter, deflected by Baker. With 14 seconds, Aquino says they need a TO, baby.
Well, I'm not a betting man, but if I was, if Jones is on the floor, he's going to end up with the ball.
To help you and the people you care about live a life without tobacco. Make your appointment today by calling the Georgia Cancer Center, 706-721-0455.
20 seconds remaining in the opening half. Peach Belt Conference action on a Saturday afternoon. We're in the Garden City of Augusta, where the Jaguars lead by 2. You see the important notes at the bottom. Georgia College already over the limit. Augusta with 4 fouls, so they can foul if someone gets close to the basket, as long as they're not in the act of shooting. It'll just be sideline or baseline out of bounds. So let's see what happens here. CJ working against Prawl as the Jaguars go back to man. Drives, gets inside, and bounces it off the glass and scores. What a half this young man has had.
So what do you do in a situation like that? If I know he's going to get it, Dip knows he's going to get it. So what you do is say, when he gets the ball, double him, make somebody else shoot it. It's as simple as that.
Dip Matris is livid. Not at the officials. Trying to make sure his players knew how he wanted to execute that final few seconds of the half.
Well, when they ran him down, it was the old run and jump, but there was no jump. So he ran him right down the sideline. The man who was supposed to jump in and meet him wasn't there, and Jones gets a hoop.
So there you have it, some insights from the Hall of Famer. And Dip Matris will take his team back into the locker room, and they'll prepare for the second half of action. Jaguars deadlocked with Georgia College and State University, who came in with a perfect 2-0 record, and Augusta University 2-1 in the Peach Belt. So it's a battle for first place, or at least a piece of it, in the Peach Belt at stake here this afternoon. Stay with us for more of the halftime activities on this Cancer Awareness Weekend right here on the Roar Network.
We're loaded with all-American talent, incredible strength, and exceptional hands. But here at Augusta University, we measure talent a little differently. We beat opponents who don't play fair and fight against all odds, not for trophies or titles,
but for victories that really matter.
Augusta University, changing the game and saving lives.
Discover unparalleled event spaces at the Augusta Marriott in Augusta, Georgia. From intimate boardrooms to expansive conference halls, our versatile venues cater to every occasion. With dozens of modern, flexible rooms, state-of-the-art amenities, and dedicated event staff, we ensure your meetings, conventions, or celebrations are seamless and unforgettable. Host your next event at Augusta Marriott.
Agostino's Italian Eatery and Prime Steaks is the perfect dining option 365 days a year. Conveniently connected to the Augusta Marriott lobby, the restaurant features an upscale Italian flair with USDA Prime Steaks, fresh seafood and more, an extensive wine collection, and the CSRA's largest selection of rare bourbons, whiskeys, and tequilas. From the elegant atmosphere to our renowned handmade pasta bar, there's something here to satisfy every guest, every meal, every time. Agostino's Italian Eatery and Prime Steaks.
Back inside the Kristen Berry Fieldhouse with our heads down, locked into these stats. Charles McNeil and Lynn Carlson, always a pleasure to be alongside you, Coach. And we watched this team from Augusta get pounded on the road down in the land of the Sand Shark just a few short days ago, but they come back with some mettle and look like they're poised to get themselves a win if they can kind of keep the boards in check.
Keep the boards in check and make some threes. When we look at the halftime statistics, it's amazing. They're almost identical as far as field goal percentage, free throw percentage, number of rebounds, number of turnovers, and that's why the score's 38-38. Not one team doesn't have a decided advantage in any category over the other team. And if the game still is packed inside, the team that comes up making the most threes is going to win this game.
Well, let's take a look at those numbers that you spoke of, and you'll see that the Jaguars giving it everything they can handle, meaning the Bobcats, as they know from this rivalry that's been around for several decades, that this one is going to be a game that could very well go down to the wire. You see the Georgia College and State University leading in the field goal shooting percentage by 10. And as far as three-point shooting, the Jaguars making 4 in the first half is a good number. Shooting 36% is even better. And then both teams proficient at the free throw line. As you mentioned, numbers pretty much equal. Rebounding totals very similar. Jaguars with a slim 3 advantage and steals 3-1, and then the turnover 6-5. So both teams efficient with the basketball and also knocking down shots when they have the opportunity to get open and knock them down.
Yeah, this has been a power game so far, and it hasn't been a game where the traps have generated a lot of turnovers and a lot of points off of turnovers. But all the action has really been from the free throw line and from the elbow towards the basket. And both teams have substituted liberally and have used the full extent of their bench. And there's been a lot of beef out there. There's been a lot of contact out there. But I don't think either team has been favored over the other in that area. I think it's been a very equitably called game. So it comes right down to, once again, who's going to make a couple of shots from the outside, who's not going to turn the ball over, and that's the team that's going to win.
The other cool thing to see is the players off the bench for the Jaguars in this contest. Bench points in favor of Georgia College, 14-9. But Toby Prawl providing all 9 points for the Jaguar bench. He needs some help and some support from the likes of Rodney Scott and Daniel Daramola, as well as Cameron Pacheco, because all 3 of those guys, they've only really had 1 shot, so all 3 of them 0 for 1 from the floor. And it's been Tobias Prawl providing all of the offense off the bench for the Jaguars. So your leading scorers for the Jags, Toby Prawl with 9, 8 points in the game for Elias Paulson, who also had 3 rebounds and an assist. 7 points each in this game for TJ Baker and also Louis Nonfon. So TJ Baker doing really well with 14 minutes of action in that first half.
Yes, he played longer than I thought he would play, and he was taken out early, rather quickly, and I didn't know if that was going to be the modus operandi where he plays 3 minutes and he's out. But the second time he came in, he stayed in. He got a loose ball rebound and put it back in, and also then he hit a jump shot from the corner. And once again, he's a better distance shooter than Rocket Rod, and they're going to need all the outside production that they possibly can if they're going to be victorious over the Bobcats.
In addition to that, you've got 16 points in the game for C.J. Jones, who's a man on a mission, 7 of 10 shooting from the floor, also 4 rebounds for him, and an assist along the way. C.J. Jones leading the attack for Georgia College, the lone player on either side in double figures. No one else on their team had more than 6 points. Julian Walker providing those 6 as he's scoring off the bench in that one. So there you have it, the way things went down and how it broke out in the first half. When we come back, we'll get you closer and closer to the start of the second half of this Peach Belt Conference affair. The Jaguars and the Bobcats deadlocked at 38. You're watching the Roar Network.
Of this event, the walk and the fundraising, is to support the fight of patients with answer. Every dollar that we raise through this event goes back into projects that support the patients in some way.
We are so blessed to have this cancer center here. I think about the people that have to drive hours to get cancer care. So the care that this organization gives, not just to Augusta, but to the entire state of Georgia and beyond, is a true blessing.
This is not just a walk and a fundraising. This is a community event where we want to support all the cancer patients and their families. Probably all of us have been touched by cancer, and many of us are walking to remember to support a family member, a friend, a neighbor.
Set and ready to bring you the second half action in just a little bit. Georgia College and State University on the floor getting their shots up in preparation of the second half. And we're deadlocked at 38 all. Augusta University hitting the floor as well. Charles McNeil alongside Len Carlson, happy to be back with you. Coach, halftime festivities still going on, and we talked before the game about rebounding being such a key, and the Jaguars have a 3-rebound advantage through the first 20 minutes of action.
Well, I think they've done the job with reference to rebounding, where they've had a problem, and it's only been a problem on a singular player. One of their keys was to stop dribble penetration, and Jones has basically been able to go wherever he wants to go, and not only make the pass, but to finish. Particularly on that basket right before halftime, you asked me what I thought was going to happen. It was a no-brainer. I said they're going to give it to him. He's going to create something. And Dip was smart. He said, run him down the sideline, then jump him and trap him, made him give it up. Well, the man who was supposed to jump him never did, and he ends up scoring. So once again, AU, with the exception of stopping Jones on the dribble penetration, has done a good job of meeting their game keys to victory.
No doubt about it. So on the other side for the Bobcats, talked about 4 quarters.
4 quarters. They've pounded the boards. They've done a good job there. They've done a good job of ball movement. They've done a real good job of not turning the ball over. They don't really have an awful lot of balance in scoring. I thought Walker showed the ability to score, and then, of course, Jones showed the ability to score. But if I was to correct one thing for the Bobcats, it is don't guard non-fun with one player. If you're going to guard him with one, double him as soon as he catches it and make him kick it out and make the Jaguars make the 3-point shot.
Again, the Jaguars showing the ability to do just that, knocking down threes. 4 of 11 as we take a look at some of the first half highlights of this with 90 seconds to go before the start of the second half.
Here we go with Jones doing his thing.
16 big points in that first half, 7 of 10 shooting.
He's in rhythm. He was given too much space out front on that one. When the shooter gets hot, that basket gets big. Here's Walker with a nice turnaround. I like his game. Tall, slender, smooth.
Yeah, 3 for 3 from the floor for Walker.
There's Jones again. He's not a leaper. He's a banger. Nice drive.
Yeah, scoring Aiden Cutlass. Cutlass getting it done. That was his lone basket for the first half. Same thing could be said for James Nicholas III. So
Charlie with another basket. Luis underneath with his patented reverse layup. Charlie from outside would miss the follow. And we'll be right back with more AU basketball on the Roar Network.
Yeah, the Roar Network continues right here, right now, inside of the place to be, the Christenberry Fieldhouse. Lynn Carlson, Charles McNeil, happy to be with you. And the folks enjoying college basketball Saturday afternoon is the holiday season. We wish all of you the very best for your upcoming holiday, wherever you may be going, whatever you're up to, do it safely and keep in mind the reason for the season. All right, so we're set to begin the second half. Peach Belt Conference play. Georgia College and State University out of Milledgeville, right there in the center of the state, taking on Augusta University, East Central Georgia versus Central Georgia in this matchup. All-time series, Jaguars with a 45-20 advantage, and that is a foul.
That was an inadvertent foul. AU player fell down. Bobcat player tripped over his legs. Things happen in basketball like that, things you can't control. Luke's at the free throw line, and he's from Fort Mill. And when you're as old as I am, you remember Tammy Faye Baker and the big scandal at Fort Mill.
That was the answer to the trivia question. Draw check, unable to put the biscuit in the basket. Elias Paulson will try to do so down the other end with a left-handed move right there, the Icelandic step.
That would be an ice-cold Euro step.
It was a thing of beauty, Lynn.
It was indeed.
So Jaguars with the early advantage here in the second half. Shot goes up, rattles halfway down and pops out. The epitome of the iron unkind right there. Coming back the other way, it's Green. So Green on the second opportunity capitalizes, the sophomore from Macon.
Yeah, and the scouting report on him was that he was a penetrator and can score inside, but not much of a distance shooter. And they're going to get Charlie for a travel on that. When you drive, you got to be careful not to get in amongst the trees. And they have trees.
So Dip asking, why did that same call not be made down the other end, the travel that happened just moments ago? Instead, it was a foul against the Jaguars on the step through. There's Charlie. Make that CJ knocking it home.
That's a big-time shot. The only way you're going to avoid that is not to let him catch the ball.
19 points for CJ, the transfer out of Arkansas Pine Bluff. And now CJ, ahead of the field, uses the non-strong hand. It doesn't matter to him. He's got 21.
This is reminding me of where A.J. White came up here and killed us single-handedly.
Macbeth. Zanato turns the corner, working against CJ, who comes up with the steal and a spin move. Head-ahead pass. Nichols can't run it down, can't catch it first, and/or run it down at the same time. Got a halftime score for you. Men's basketball in the Peach Belt. It's Flagler with a 38-31 advantage in their contest.
Fortunately, it was an unforced area by the Bobcats that bailed the Jaguars out on that play.
That was a 7-point lead for Flagler over USC Aiken. And then 5 minutes left to go before halftime. Lander trailing North Georgia by a score of 22-15 as Louis Nonfon goes down for the second time in a heap.
You know, I keep on talking about that 6'10" muscular guy. That's another reason we need him. So he doesn't have to put up with that.
Put himself in harm's way.
Exactly.
Because can you imagine him being on that short wing or at the free throw line, being able to dive in?
Be a bear. And he can make the free throw line jump shot.
Ball up top, Prawl has it. Between the leg dribble. Now Baker, catch and shoot. Buries it. So TJ Baker finding a new role for the Jaguars. That's his second made 3 in 2 attempts.
He's helped us. He has helped us dramatically because he's a threat to make a shot.
He's in double figures, Glenn. The return is real. 10 points in the game now for Baker. Has 2 rebounds and assists as well. That one deflected out of bounds off the Jaguars.
That could have been a turnover against the Bobcats. Unfortunately, the Icelander was standing in the wrong spot and hit his arm and went out of bounds.
Pressure by Zanato.
That was a double dribble.
High ball screen, he takes the right side, crosses over Zanato. Now pulls up from deep, and he's feeling it. C.J. Jones says, give me all 3 of those. That's his 4th made 3 of the game.
We saw this last year. It's like a deja vu all over again.
Turn in the corner. Zanato, bring it down low to non-fine. He's got a smaller player against him. Smaller in physicality, I mean. He backed in. Carpio. As Green will check out. And to replace him is number 10, Cudless.
Carpio is a post guy.
Elias Paulson got undercut. Defensive effort of Carpio.
Tony Carpio. That's his second, the team's second. At the line for the Jaguars, Elias
So for Carpio, that's his 2nd personal foul.
Tell you what, the Bobcats aren't afraid to bang. They're going to put a body on you.
In the game for the Bobcats, Julian Walker.
It's interesting how a team can assume the personality of their coach. Their team is playing just like Coach Aquino played.
74% free throw shooter is Elias. Knocks down a pair. So Elias now with 10. Jaguars putting some pressure on. Nichols the 3rd. To CJ. Nichols the 3rd with a much smaller player on him. Baker. Julian gives it up. Jaguars with a steal and an opportunity to tie or take the lead on this possession. Paulson. Donato not in the deep enough post position. Baker drives hard, gets underneath. Paulson went down hard.
He hurt his foot.
Yeah, we talked about that foot earlier in the season. Maybe you can expound on that, Coach.
You know, one thing that this full court pressure can do for the Jags.
We'll come back to that after this. 15:39 remaining in the second half of action. The Jaguars trailing by 3, 48-45, right here on the Roar Network.
Mr. Kringle is soon gonna jingle the bells that'll tingle all your troubles away. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bad cars. Christmas is coming again. He's got a sleigh full, it's not gonna stay full. He's got stuff to drop at every stop of the way. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bad cars. Christmas is coming again. He'll be here with the answer to the prayers that you made through the year. You'll get yours if you've done everything you should. It's just special good. He'll make this December.
Out of the timeout, Aquino and his squad has the basketball. The Bobcats trying the weave. Ball deflected by Zanato. Reach-in foul is committed.
Fouls on the Jaguars, Matias Zanato.
Jaguars
his second. It's Augusta's second of the second half.
After a few games absence. Had a foot injury. Or lower leg injury is Charlie with the steal. Breaks away. Charlie McBeth.
Charlie
Great hustle play by
McBeth.
Charlie out front. Always give you 2 points.
For Charlie, his third made field goal. And another.
It's an offensive foul on James Nichols III. That's his first. It's the Bobcats' third team foul.
Nichols III picking up that one. That's his first personal. Team's third. Rodney Scott back on the floor. Bias Prawl, catch and shoot.
Toby Prawl for
I think he holds the
three.
game in his hands. If he can keep this up, the Jags have a legit chance.
Not just in this one, but for the Peach Belt Conference title as well.
Don't want to get greedy yet.
No, it's early. Bank shot by Nichols. He finally shows some offensive.
James Nichols
fire.
III.
That might be the first hoop he's got all night.
He was 0 for 3 from the floor prior to that make. Scott looking for Prawl. Prawl still wants it. Thinks he's got the matchup. McBeth gives way. Now it's Scott with 9 on the shot clock. Bounce pass into non-fond. He's got to operate. 5 seconds. Triple team. Kick it around the horn. Toby pulls up. Soft jump shot finds the
Toby Prawl for
They're
AU.
they're all going in.
12 points in the game for Prawl. Jaguars with a 2-point advantage and a defensive.
It's an offensive foul on Georgia College's number 5, C.J. Jones. That's his first, the team's 4th foul. In the game for the Bobcats, Mason Eder. Back in the game for your Augusta Jaguars, Elias Paulson.
Team's 4th. 13:40 left to play in regulation. The Jaguars with a 2-point edge. Augusta's largest lead has been 4, and Georgia College's largest lead was 5. Rodney Scott, reverse move, kicks it out to Prawl. 1 dribble and a pull-up. Rattles out, ball tipped in the corner. Can he save it? Saved it into the backcourt. That should be an over and back, I believe, and they will call it. Delayed call. Both coaches were livid. Aquino gets the call, and I think that's correct, isn't it?
Well, did the shot hit the rim?
It did.
Therefore, it's a change of possession. So it should be no call. In other words, if a rebound hits the rim and bounces off the half court, you can go and get it. There was no possession. It was a tip and a tip. Now, if he had possessed the ball and thrown it over half court, you can't go get it. But there was no possession after that shot.
Right, there was no possession. The ball was loose into the corner.
Exactly.
Into the bench area of Augusta. And now we've got a foul underneath.
Fouls on the Bobcats, fouls on the Jaguars, excuse me. Fouls on Augusta's Toby Prawl. His first, the team's 3rd foul. At the line for the Bobcats, Aiden Cudless.
So Cudless at the line. Cudless out of Dawsonville, the junior. .57% free throw shooter on the season. He makes that one.
One-man pressure on Rocket Rod.
CJ, transfer from Arkansas Pine Bluff, going against one of the top players in Baltimore high school ranks last year. Nichols to the bucket.
big time finish, big time steal, big time pass.
He's been waiting on that one all game long. Big physical player he is. Now Paulson to the bucket.
Elias Paulson.
Action's heating up here on both ends.
Jaguars still out in front, but only by one. Aquino, you can see him right there working the officials. Nichols underneath, jump hook up over the top of Paulson.
James Nichols the third.
They got a personal battle going on right now.
Yeah, it's quickness versus strength.
Charlie comes over to Rodney. Elias of the catch, kicks it. Rodney, strong drive. They're pushing him. Corner. Macbeth.
Charlie Macbeth for three.
For Charlie. Freshman out of Sydney.
Got to keep making them to stay in it.
57-55.
We have a media timeout, a media timeout. Everybody on your feet, it's T-shirt time.
In the Garden City, and Augusta leads by 2 right here on the Roar Network.
Dress it up and make it real for me. Whatever that means. Spill a day to get my mind on. Dress it up, you know the NASA. 200 miles on the dash. Got a rubber pound up the gas. Put your names in the Grand Rapids. We the one that kept it cool without
The Georgia Cancer Center's breast.
At Augusta University.
Back inside the Christenberry Fieldhouse, Augusta University basketball on the air for you on the Roar Network. Side by side with the Hall of Fame coach, Lynn Carlson, Charles McNeil with you. Excited to be a part of our 3rd season of broadcasting college basketball for your viewing and listening pleasure. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you might be tuned in, Jag Nation. And that's Nanfan with a rejection right on cue for our friends in Germany and throughout Eastern Europe tuned in.
Great D on their post guy.
Paulson turns the corner, tries to get inside, puts up the shot. Nanfan elevates, can't get there. Paulson is down in a heap, and a layup down the other end on a 5-on-4 situation. Cutlass with the basket. And Paulson's going to have to take a walk, and he's headed, I think, toward the back.
And it's not the foot that he had hurt earlier, it's the other foot. And that happens so many times. You hurt your left knee, you favor it, you hurt your right knee. You hurt your right ankle, you favor it, you hurt your left ankle.
So what can the Jaguars do without their leading scorer on the floor?
Keep getting the ball to Toby and hope that Charlie can make some hoops. And if they get Pacheco in the game, hope he breaks out of his season-long slump.
5 seconds, and Nato rises and fires. Matias.
Boy, this is a terrific game, isn't it?
It really is. A lot of energy, both teams battling. We talked about the board game at the beginning, influential in the decisions that are made in terms of the outcome of this contest. And right now, the numbers look like this: 19 for Georgia College, 22 for Augusta, who had an advantage in the boards at the end of the opening 20 minutes of action. Hitting it down low. Green, off-balance floater, finds the bottom. So Green
And
with his third made field goal, and now he's down.
Is that a cramp?
Not quite sure. You send the players over to the sidelines. As Green. And we've had quite a terrific game with some talented players playing on both sides. Let's take a look at what we have, and you see the leading scores. Len, break it down for us.
C.J. Jones knocked him down 26. Great job. Lewis Nafon on our side. Points scored 14 and 24. 14 for Kroll and 24 for C.J. Jones. 3-pointers, 1 for 2. C.J.'s got 4 for 6. Rebounds, 1 for Kroll, which could be expected. C.J. Jones, 4. Free throws, 3 for 3. Here's an unusual stat. Jones hasn't been to the free throw line tonight. Strange.
So hopefully the Jaguars are able to keep it that way down the stretch. 73% free throw shooter is Jones. And Toby handling what he needs to for the Jaguars. So a pair of, it looks like, lower leg injuries to a couple of the stars in this contest could very well make it a post-player type game. Elias Paulson gingerly running down on one side while Khalil Green has to go over to the sidelines, and he's still wreathing in pain. And throughout all that, we're deadlocked at 59. Fans enjoying this one in the arena. As I look behind us, we've got a nice crowd behind us. Across the way, we've got a group of basketball team members right there in the center of your screen. Jumper, too strong, ball tipped. Nafon not giving up on it, but finally pulled in by Carpio.
Matias took a good shot then. He should have taken that shot.
CJ, nice dump down low. That's why he gets so many assists. And give him another one. Chalk that one up.
Well, eventually you're going to double the guy, and when you do, that leaves somebody open.
Tony Carpio. 2-point game. Georgia College back out in front. Tony. TJ can't make it work on that one. Flipped up the shot just a little strong. Now Jaguars need some defense. Cutlass negotiating. Pushes off. And they're going to give that foul to TJ Baker. And it looked like he lowered his head and just shoved TJ out of the way.
Offensive foul. It was an easy call for you and me because we had the great angle on it. We could see it from start to finish. And once again, Cutlass is a driver. You know, if you create space with your shoulder and your chest, that's one thing. But if you create space with your head, it's a foul. Or a no call.
So Aiden from the hometown of the famous NASCAR driver, Awesome Bill from Dawsonville.
He's the guy to foul if he's in at the end of the game and you need to foul somebody. He's not a good free throw shooter. He's shooting 50% on the air and he's got a real bad technique. However, that guy can flat out play.
And you give him an extra possession, he'll kill you in that regard. 65-59, a 6-point advantage now. Kicking into the corner, we gotta have it, and we get it. TJ Baker, give me all 3 of those. His third made 3 of the ball game.
You score on me, I'll score on you.
Now Baker, Kroll guarding CJ. Can't cut him off because he can work with either hand. Now Nafon way out on the perimeter. Backdoor feed, gathers, shot goes up. It's partially deflected and a foul is called. Great job by the Jaguars to angle over and contend on that shot.
Nice feed by their postman that time to the Bobcat who's all alone.
That was Luke.
Luke Krawczyk.
Yeah, Krawczyk with the opportunity.
I thought he was going to slam that one down.
So Daramola back on the floor for Augusta. Nonfon checking out. Donato as well. And once again, Jaguars going small with Rodney Scott. So Scott and Baker out on the floor to run the two-man point guard duties. Charlie McBeth at 6'5", playing the 4 position. And Tobias with the basket, getting underneath and scoring with aggression.
He's having a heck of a night, and he needs to have a heck of a night for us to have a chance. He's doing his part.
14 points for Tobias Paul. Toby having an afternoon. There's the answer, Julian.
You know, Walker's a real quiet player, but he's a very efficient player.
From the basketball mecca of Indianapolis, Indiana. Rodney kicks it out. McBeth lines up the puppies. That one no good. Daramola in the fray. Tried to get the loose ball rebound, and now a call is made, delayed call. And that'll go against Georgia College's Julian Walker. So Walker will pick up the personal foul, and we'll talk about that when we return. 7:35 left to play in regulation. The Jaguars now trail by 5. You're watching Jaguar basketball on the Roar Network.
This is not just a walk and a fun racing. This is a community.
You're watching Augusta University basketball inside the Christenberry Fieldhouse, and here are some of the highlights of the second half action.
Here we go. The Bobcats getting up and down the floor. Nichols going strong to the basket after a slow start. And then there's that man, Jones, banging home another 3 from the sideline. There goes Nichols again. Powers in and off the basket. Here's our guy, Toby Paul, coming back with his version of a 3-point shot. Driving, taking a bump, spinning it in off the glass.
And this is the stuff you can only see right here on the Roar Network. Charles McNeil, Coach Lynn Carlson back together again. After this one, we'll have a few days off, Len, and then we'll be back for Education Day game part 2.
A lot of excitement. We'll be here for Education Day. There's a lot of excitement in here right now. You know, some of these games, we've got to really look hard to make the game seem interesting, but this has been a barn burner all the way. This has been hotly contested, well played, both teams banging out here, and if you paid to get in here, if you got it free, you see one heck of a ball game.
Jaguars down by 5 with possession. Toby rises up. Shot no good. Rebound by Daramola. Kicks it out to Toby. Now Rodney will set the offense. TJ gets near the basket. Needs help. Ooh. Like a double dribble on that one. No call. And back the other way they come.
This is a big possession for the Bobcats. If they score here, it's going to be the first time there's any considerable separation in this game.
Looking to drive, nothing available. Now a shot clock at 14. Spinning at CJ. He gets to the bucket. Float game. Too strong on that shot attempt. Ball tipped out of bounds. Daramola knocked it out of bounds. and it'll be Georgia College basketball. Largest lead in this game for Georgia College has been 5. Augusta's largest advantage is 4. Got a 5-point game. 6:52 left. Daramola providing some good minutes for the Jaguars, as did Toby, who takes a seat on the bench. And back on the floor is Elias Paulson.
Miracle.
He, along with Louis Donfon, back on the floor for the Jags. So a lineup that they're very familiar with. Rodney Scott remains on the floor to provide some defensive force and execution on the offensive end. He started the season as the starting point guard in the corner. CJ misfires, ball is loose. Kick it out to CJ, he'll line it up for a second try, and this one he buries. The young man who transferred in from Arkansas Pine Bluff, Division I, showing what he is made of in this contest. Getting down low, Elias lost control of the basketball to Donfon, or was it a pass to Donfon? Either way, Jaguars kept the possession alive, had a shot attempt, and got a foul against the Bobcats.
You know, with Jones transferring in from a D1 school, in a way you can see why. I don't know how heavy he was when he played there. And he probably had difficulty guarding quick guards. But, you know, if he goes on a nutrition program and a weightlifting program, I don't see why he can't play in a small venue in Europe, make himself a couple of bucks.
The great thing about it, Lynn, he's got plenty of time to do it. He's just a sophomore.
Yeah.
Free throws are up and good. 6-point game. Jaguars with a little pressure.
Well, here's another thing about being a sophomore and being as good as he is. He could be gone next year. He could be playing at a low major D1 school for NIL money. And that's the horror of what's going on in Division II basketball right now.
Well, could he be a catch and shoot guy, though, in the D1 level, on maybe even a better program with, like you said, the strength and conditioning program like we have with the Yvette and Alvin Harris Sports Performance Center?
I think he could. The question is going to be on the other end. What if the other team plays a lot of zone? Fine. But if the other team is a pressure man-to-man team, so if he goes up, he's going to have to be very selective as where he goes to.
Carpio.
And he's all left-handed, and everything he's done today has been going to his left.
He made one shot attempt, I think, with the offhand, but even that was with a move from the left side.
Yeah. So you put a 6'5" guy with long arms who can jump a foot over the rim on him, and everything changes.
So a pair of free throws made for Carpio. Extends the lead to 8. Just under 6 minutes left in regulation. This is Peach Belt Conference basketball on the Roar Network. Augusta University trailing in this contest. Spin move, Donfon elevates, too strong on the attempt, but he'll go to the line.
One of his best moves of the night, one of his quickest moves of the night. I thought that was going to go down. Played it a little too low on the glass. That's another situation where next year, if he can shoot with his left hand on those shots, they're all going in. Shoot with your left hand and smack your defender with your right forearm.
So Augusta University preseason pick to finish 4th in the Peach Belt Conference by the conference coaches. Georgia College picked to finish 9th, but Georgia College off to a terrific start of 2-0 in conference play, 5-2 overall, with wins over Shorter, Thomas of Georgia, Converse, Clayton State, and most recently Middle Georgia, where they faced on Tuesday. Their losses to perennial powerhouse Lincoln Memorial and Southern Wesleyan. Set to inbound, 5:37 left. Toby working against taller defender. Down in his crouch, Elias driving even though he's had the ankle issues. Toby, left wing, catch and shoot. Ball rattles out, no good. picked up, and here's CJ. Somebody's got to guard him. Explodes to the basket, up over TJ, and he scores. So CJ over TJ for the bucket.
And he went to his left again. Got a half guard, and you got to force him to go to his right hand.
Elias, side rim with that, chases down the loose ball, and CJ runs into him. So EP knocked down by CJ with 5:04 left. Jaguars down by 9.
Hey, Elias is really playing hard. I'll hand it to him. He hasn't shied away from any contact. And
yeah, he's actually sought it in this game.
Yep.
Put himself in harm's way time and time again.
We're still seeing the tip of the iceberg with him. He's 20 pounds away from being who he's going to be.
We saw flashes last season. Terrific year it was for Elias Paulson. Last year, averaged 7 points, 3-point shooting, 38 of 96 on the year, 81% free throw shooter, 29 assists, 16 steals, had 19 against Georgia Southern. Division I program, kickstart the season. 76-69 is our score. And there's a steal. Toby trying to run it down. And it's Jaguar basketball as a foul was committed on the loose ball by Mason Eder.
They have initiated the action. Well, you know.
Yeah, everybody's eligible for that one. It's a
that's nothing.
free basketball.
Yeah. That's a basketball play. One guy runs into another guy. That's nothing. But when you're playing at home, everybody thinks, you know, the home guy got hurt.
So I guess that is the one that 50-50 ball that the home team should get if there is a call that goes decisively toward the home team. That was it. And Crawl makes the first 1-on-1 situation. Second opportunity for him at the line.
Hey, you scrapping and living at the free throw line.
I'm loving the young fan behind us. He's getting heckled a little bit. He said, would you let me just watch the game, please? I'm sure you heard that through my headphones. So Crawl, terrific free throw shooter. 19 of 22 as he entered this contest on the season. There's a drive. Nichols the third elevates, puts it up too strong. Good tip by Nonfon out to Baker. Here come the Jags.
Big possession right here. Take your time.
Elias drives the lane, gets underneath in traffic. Can't make it work. Gets his own out to Charlie. Rips it around. Toby back up top. 17 on the shot clock. Charlie trying to set up Nonfon. Gets it on the bounce pass. Nonfon drives, 3 dribbles, gets underneath, gets it swatted out of there. And a steal into the hands of Georgia College.
Hey, number 10 is a non-shooter for them, but a driver.
Cudlitz backing him down with 15 on the shot clock. Walker, soft jump shot, no good. Charlie with the board. Charlie with 20 and 10 earlier this season. He can hit the boards off that 6'5" frame as he turns and shoots and rips it.
Somebody else besides Toby's got to make some threes. They do, they win.
That's his third made 3 of the game. Two-point contest. Still a ton of time remaining. Crossover dribble, extra dribble to get to the bucket. Rejected by Nonfon. It controls it. Tremendous play by the defense of Augusta. Baker, catch and shoot. Nonfon held by Walker. He goes down in a heap. We've got a timeout on the floor. The under 4 timeout comes with 2:54 left. Buckle up, fans. We've got an exciting finish set for you. The Jaguars trailing by 2 right here on the Roar Network.
Here we have AU's leading scorers. Toby with 18, Elias with 18. Toby's made 1 3. Elias has made 2. They're both perfect from the free throw line. And there's a big differential right now on the amount of free throws attempted and made between the Bobcats and AU. And there's where the game is being won by Augusta right now. Let's see if they can add 2 more free throws to that differential.
So we touched on some of the difficulty that our big guy, Louis Nonfon, has had at the line, just under 59% from the line, but in clutch situations, he has come through for the Jags like that.
All tied up.
Deadlock at 76. 2:45 left. Nichols kicks it. Great save on the weak side. Shot clock at 9, and TJ reaches in and commits the foul.
Made a drop kick there.
Louis Nonfon arguing the kick ball that wasn't called on the weak side should have been called.
Oh, Doug Flutie was out there going to go with a drop kick.
That's what it looked like.
Now this is the player I thought couldn't make a free throw, and he just knocked one down. So much for how much I know.
Critical situations here. Cudless buries a pair. So Cudless, who had missed his first free throw attempt, has now made 4 in a row. 78-76 is our score. 2:22 left to go. Nonfon, double team momentarily, kicks it over. Charlie up top with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Elias explodes to the basket. Floater, too strong, but there's a whistle, and Elias will go to the line.
Augusta living at the free throw line, staying abreast. This game might come down to who has the last possession.
That's what we anticipated coming into this contest. Rebounding being such a key. And then free throw shooting. Fans enjoying Elias Paulson's ability in the sophomore campaign to still lead the Jaguars in a variety of ways. He buries cleanly 2 free throw attempts, now 4 of 4 from the line.
He's always going to come back to his left.
Goes right this time, kicks it out, open look, Cudless, air ball, rebound by Charlie. Baker has it. Cross court pass. Elias, a bunch of shooters on the floor. Nonfon in the post.
Oh, had Charlie on the cut.
TJ pulls up, side rim on that shot attempt. Now they're running. CJ tries to get right, spins back to the left, sandwiched, and a foul against the Jags.
A real nifty player.
His second, the team's 9th foul. At the line for Georgia College, C.J. Jones.
Short arms, small hands, but very, very skilled.
Back to the game for the Bobcats, Oscar Lynch.
Talked about his lack of free throw shooting. That's his first 2 attempts of the ball game. 73% shooter, buries a pair to give his team the lead. TJ turns the corner, gets underneath, kicks it out for the lead. Charlie, back iron on the shot attempt.
That was a big shot. That was a really big shot.
And it was close too, just barely. Missed swishing through, 1 minute left. 2-point game. Cudless being guarded by Charlie. Looking for the pick, or at least pretending like he's got a pick coming. Now they go right wing corner. Kick it back to him. That's his spot. Instead he drives, gets to the bucket, goes underneath, throws his hip on Charlie. Shot was rejected by non-fon, but they call a foul on the Jags.
They really miss Cale Green right now. Their little penetrating road runner that hurt his ankle. He'd be handling the ball right now, and he'd find a way to get it to Jones. So they're making do just like we're making do.
Jaguars had so many injured players. Seen that in the past. Cutlass at the line. Wrong on that first attempt.
Well, maybe I wasn't wrong about this guy.
Second one is up and pure.
You don't need a 3.
So it comes
Just
down
need
to
a
this.
2.
3-point game.
Don't need a 3.
Toby gonna take it anyway. From deep, front iron on the shot attempt. Non-Fon had it for a moment. And now the Jaguars gotta look at fouling. CJ gonna hold on to it as long as he can. Now it's the guy you want to foul, and they got him. Nope, timeout was called, so Aquino calls the timeout. 18.1 seconds left. Demetrius checking the clock, and he's having a long look as he's going to figure out how long the timeout is, decide how he wants to go about his strategies. So Coach Demetrius in search of win number 462 as a Jaguar head coach and 596 overall. His team in peril, down by 3 with 18.1 left.
Well, what you've got to do now is you've got to press on the inbounds play, and then you've got to play real tough defense for about 4 seconds. If you haven't turned them over in 4 seconds, then you've got to foul, because you've got to give yourself a chance, if they make one of 2 free throws, to go down the other end and catch them with a 3 ball. If you wait too long, then it's over. So the
again, going back to that point though, Coach, if they score 1 of 2, it's a 4-point game, so you would go 3 then, or you would go quick 2, try to foul, and again, best case scenario, they make 1 of 2, or worst case scenario, I guess, for them, they make 1 of 2.
You know, since it's a 3-point game right now, I don't know if fouling is going to help you, because if they make one of 2, they're both in the 10 free throws for the game. If they make one a 4-point game, Augusta's only going to have so many. Yeah. Look at this side of the court. Con, what are they thinking?
Yeah, they're trying to get the ball in the backcourt.
Well, if you in ball on your side of the court and it gets intercepted, the Jags have to come all the way down the floor.
Exactly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to throw it back there.
No.
The Jags can pick it off and make an easy hoop.
Right, you got to throw it in the air for a longer distance into the backcourt where somebody can deflect it, or as you said, if nothing else, they might be able to steal.
Yep.
So here we go. .1 seconds left.
Going to go to Jones in the corner.
Georgia College set to inbound. Inbound pass is stolen. Jaguars have it. It's loose, and a held ball. Possession arrow still goes to the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Elias Paulson had it for a moment and then lost control of the basketball, but the tie-up still gives the ball back to Augusta with 14.6 remaining.
Boy, I love stuff like this, because now the conundrum for Aquino is, do you play real good defense and let him get a layup? You let them get a layup with 6 seconds to go, and you've got a 1-point lead.
Or, if Aquino, do you foul, send them to the line, they can only make 2, they can't make 3.
But it gives you more time for something bad to happen. So this is the stuff that makes coaches stay up at night and not be able to sleep. Damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Certainly not the same stakes by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly reminds you of a certain time in a regional tournament in which the Jaguars made an improbable shot to win a game, although in this case it would be to tie the thing up and maybe send it to overtime or force a second turnover and maybe get an opportunity to knock off this Georgia College team.
Well, if they run the same play, they're going to run a shooter from the strong side across the double screen and then come off and up a down pick on the right side. If they do it, they're going to do it for Toby. Toby's going to be the guy who receives the ball.
So Toby and TJ in the backcourt. 3 bigs on the floor. You've got Elias at the 3, Zanato at the 4, and Nanfon at the 5, who's near half court. Toby triggers to TJ. TJ with 5 dribbles into the front court. Speeds by 2 defenders. Gets to the bucket. Kicks it out. Zanato lines up the 3 for the tie. No. TJ has it. 5 seconds left. Kicks it back over. TJ for the tie. He buries it.
Holy mackerel!
9/10 of a second left. TJ with the bucket. Now we got to hold on. They're going to try to throw the deep try. Here's the desperation heave for the win. And we're going to overtime.
Holy mackerel.
The Jaguars, Augusta University, trailing in this one. Late in the contest by as little as a 9-point deficit with 5:16 left. They climb off the deck. And here it is again. Elias setting up TJ with the fall away.
There's a lot of things that had to occur for him to get that ball.
Baker is back. 16 points in the game for TJ. 4 of 9 shooting before that make, so 5 of 10 from the floor. 4 out of 5 from distance. And Baker, along with Tobias Crawl with 18 points, and Elias Paulson with 20, 13 for Charlie Macbeth, 10 for Louis Nanfon. 5 players for the Jaguars in double figures. Here's another look from underneath.
1 shot, kick, open man.
And no doubt, both feet behind the line as he knocks it home. And he's back, meaning Baker is back after the lengthy break. Back for just a few games this season. And now we've got bonus basketball. You talked about if you paid to get in or not.
It's worth
your time and energy. Absolutely. Cudless. Aggressive to the 10. Shot up, no good twice. Now Toby with the basketball, ready to run. TJ. Zanato. Corner. Elias drives, gets to the bucket, tries to go with the reverse, can't get it, gets his own, kicks it out. Prawl. TJ, who just knocked down the shot, gives it off to Elias, who had a shot look, didn't get it to fall, and back they come.
Bobcats really missing their point guard right now.
There's a steal. TJ with it. Yeah, Green is out. Toby. Nanfon to the bucket. Count it, and a foul.
Things are heating up in Christenberry Fieldhouse.
Nanfon takes the contact and delivers. So Nanfon not having a great shooting day by any stretch of the imagination. Now 2 of 11 from the field, but 8 of 12 from the free throw line as he goes in. The opportunity to add to his 12 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double for Lewis. misses a rare opportunity at the free throw line for Nonfon. Cudless gets bumped by TJ. Referee's allowing him to play now. Off the catch. Now they dump it down low into the hands of Carpino. Carpio, rather, I should say, as Carpio unable to finish.
Bobcats missing Cahill Green right now.
And he's actually back from the locker room, standing in the corner, trying to get the coach's attention as he slowly decides whether he's going to go and have a seat. He's right there in the left of your screen. Wishing he could be out there to run the show in this overtime session. Garpio at the line. He delivers. Young man out of Swanee. Senior.
Nice touch for a big man.
Carpio buries a pair. These free throws, the first of the season for him. Nonfon barreling inside with the left hand hook. That's good.
The second power, second win.
So Lewis adding to his total. Now with 14 in the game, double team, pressure by the Jags. Looking to get to the bucket. They do aggressively and out of control. A whistle is blown and a foul against the Jags.
One thing that the Jags are doing well right now is that they're doubling up on Jones. They're forcing him to get rid of the ball, and if somebody's going to beat him, make somebody else beat you besides him.
That's one of your coaching points right there, Coach, on that foul. You can't reach down. Just wall up, put your hands straight up in the air. But I think Zanado coming forward with that right wrist, leaning down to try to get the partial block, was the difference in not having his third foul on this one. First free throw up and good. Carpio back at the line. As we mentioned, he had not shot a free throw all season. Missed his first two, but he's delivered on consecutive free throws since then. 6 of them in all.
Well, Carpio did his job. Got the rebound, got fouled, made baskets, made free throws.
Yeah, we're deadlocked again. Overtime session. 3:15 and counting. Donato meeting with the arrest. Now Toby. And we've got an offensive foul called against the Jags, and Demetrius is beside himself.
Backing in, they got for backing in. Dip's got to be careful now. A technical could really hurt him. He's got to be careful.
Missed the hole. You missed the hole.
3 minutes left. Still deadlocked in the overtime. Pass for an open look in the corner. Knocked home.
Eder, the shooter, the catch and three shooter. Eder.
So Eder knocking it home. 3-point edge. Toby swatted by Walker.
Still, the Jags are doing a good job of making somebody else beat him besides Stone. They're trapping him every time, taking the ball out of his hands.
He's relying on his teammates, not trying to force things. Nonfon driving, aggressive to the 10. Almost had the conventional three-point opportunity, but instead will go back to the line. So Louis Nonfon at the line again. He's lived there this afternoon.
Well, we predicted that. We said if they don't double him, he's going to spend the whole evening at the free throw line. So we didn't predict how many he was going to make and how many he was going to miss.
He was shooting extremely well heading into this overtime session. Knocks that one down. So after missing 2 in a row, he makes that one. Still a 1-possession game. Prawl guarding CJ. High ball screen that gets higher and higher at the moment.
Double him. There you go. Uh-oh, this is a bad matchup.
Prawl. Paulson, great defensive effort by Paulson.
That was a bad matchup.
And I think what happens is, again, this young man, C.J. Jones, has every trick in his bag. Just a little bit of a bump by Elias knocked him off his moorings, and he was down in a heap.
He looks tired to me right now, too.
Perfect 3 for 3 at the line.
Trying to get his breath. He's in as much time as he can in between free throws. Smart. To rest a little bit more.
So they did not put the free throw up. And that had the assistant coach hop up and try to figure out what was going on with the score. So 89-86 is the accurate score. Second one on the way, and it finds a home as well. So C.J. Jones, perfect from the free throw line, 4 for 4. And now Augusta in a 2-possession game with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left. Don't need a 3-point shot. Paulson trying to get to the bucket, needing to rest on several occasions. Oscar Lynch. They gave it to Cutlass. Wow.
That was a mystery call on Cutlass.
Must have been on a reach.
I think Elias just lost his balance and hit the deck. Knock him down, Elias. Attaboy. Once again, it's going to come down to the last possession, huh?
2:04 left to go in the first overtime session, and Paulson makes it work. Elias drilling a pair of free throws, making it once again a 1-possession game, 90-88. CJ goes behind the back, trying to get him to the right hand. If anybody knows how to get him to the right hand, it's Zanato, a strong left-handed player. Good bump and a bucket. CJ with his 9th 2-point field goal. He's got 5 3-point field goals, and he's perfect at the line. What an afternoon he's had. Good pass underneath. Nafon lost control of the basketball. Gorgeous feed by Toby to set him up. Jaguars down by 4. Similar position where they were with 90 seconds in regulation. Can they come off the deck for the second time? CJ working against Elias. Yo-yo dribble, gives it off. Deep try.
No
That's
way.
way off. Loose ball rebound. Talked about rebounding being the huge factor in this one, and that was huge right there.
Yeah, no way was that going
1 minute
in.
left. But it was so wild, it was only the Bobcats could get the board. Driving, trying to get to the bucket. Oh, what a
the driver
move that was by Cutlass. A thing of beauty as he made. Put his team in control, but only for a moment as TJ Baker comes right back and knocks it down, and a timeout on the floor. 46.8 seconds left, Len. And we've got shades of regulation down to the final buzzer, you said. You predicted it. We may very well have it. 94-90 is our score. And the veteran, the dean of coaching in the Peach Belt Conference, Dip Mitras, 22 years at Augusta University, 30 years of being in battles like this. He's got his team locked in and focused.
They got to force a turnover. So he's going to gamble on the trap. And whatever you do, take the ball out of Jones's hands and live with what happens. Because if it stays in Jones's hands, we all know what's going to happen, and it's not going to be good for us. You know, their point guard not being out there has just killed them.
So we're ready for an exciting finish in this contest. And a foul in the backcourt. Maybe a free throw shooting contest down the stretch as they're playing the percentages. 45.3 left. Baker has fouled out of the ball game. TJ Baker with a tremendous return, more like what we expected out of TJ all season long. Remember, he had the health issue at the beginning of the season. Sat out a good portion of it. He's come on strong, playing 30, almost 31 minutes of action in this one. And that used every bit of the rim to find the bottom. 16 points, 4 rebounds, and assists, a steal. 5 of 10 shooting from the field for TJ Baker, just a sophomore.
Got lucky in that one. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Second one is no good. Rebounded by Zanato. Gives it off to Rodney Scott. Scott facing a double team. Gives it off to Zanato. Brings it in the front court. 3 power dribbles. Gives it back to Scott. Scott on the dribble. Handoff to Prawl. Prawl to top of the circle. Rises and fires. Ball tipped up by Nonfon. Nonfon fighting for the loose ball. Elevates. Can't get it up. Can't get it out. Now they do. And now Prawl with the second opportunity. Wide open. Front iron no good. Rebound put up by Nonfon. He's fouled with 20.8 seconds left. And the Jaguars still down by 5.
That one on the board. Second balls. Charles Barkley's game, the second ball. This game would be over if it wasn't for second ball rebounds by the Jags.
Jaguars, before that foray of rebounds, with 34-32 advantage on the boards. We talked about paint points, and it certainly has belonged to Georgia College, not just by their bigs, but by the talented C.J. Jones, who got inside multiple times. 42-18 is the advantage in paint points. Bench points as well, 27-18 in favor of the Bobcats. Jaguars with the advantage of second chance points and points off turnovers.
Big miss. They're going to foul, they got to foul 10. He's proven that he can miss from the free throw line.
Nonfon has to have this one. And it trickles home. Nonfon makes that one good.
This guy's all alone, right? Well, here we go.
9 of 14 from the line for Nonfon. He's got 13 in this game.
Fouled the wrong guy.
So Augusta University coming off an 80-60 loss on Wednesday at Buford. Prior to that, they were riding a 3-game win streak with wins over Payne, Flagler, and Georgia Southwestern. 2-1 in the conference. CJ at the line.
You know what I like about him? He's tired right now, and he really knows how to kill time at the free throw line. He takes a breath, he steps back. He's not rushing anything. There you go, big breath. Guy's money. Money in the bank.
91 points for the Jaguars, but 97 for the Bobcats. They lead by 6. 2-possession game. Prawl from way downtown. Had a good look at it, but that one no good, and now a foul as Prawl misfired, and that may have done it, Len. The Jaguars, undefeated on their home floor this season, possibly staring their first home loss after 5 consecutive victories to start the season.
Every now and then a player comes in and earns the respect of the crowd. Aquino ought to take him out right now. Everybody in the gym should stand up and give him a hand.
3 seconds. Paulson, desperation, and that'll do it. Your final score from the Christenberry Fieldhouse. Georgia College and State University in overtime, victorious by a final count of 99-91. So Education Day game is next, the next home game for the Jaguars. This coming Thursday versus Reinhardt University. We'll be on the air at 11 a.m. Of course, you'll be able to check us out at 10:55 on the Roar Network. And also remember, we'll have an opportunity for you guys to tune in as well to our coverage on Peach State, the Peach State Sports Network as well. We'll have that coverage beginning at 11 a.m. for you. So again, we appreciate everybody who tuned in to the broadcast, locked in, and we're loaded with our coverage of Jaguar basketball as we have an opportunity to visit with the head coach in his 22nd season, coming off an overtime loss, the first loss on the home floor, as we welcome in Demetrius to the broadcast position. Coach, tough game. You guys were in it all the way to the end, and unfortunately we came up just a little bit short.
Yeah, the first half, we played with no pep. Don't get us beat. Don't get us beat. So we had some guys make some defensive mistakes early. That hurt us. I think sometimes our guys think they're better than they are. Don't take it wrong. So individuals think they're better than they are offensively and defensively. So hopefully that exposed it a little bit, because we're not. We're definitely not.
Well, the one great thing we did see is your ability to make adjustments along the way. You moved the lineups around, you got the right formula, and when we were down with 5 minutes left with our largest deficit of the game, you guys come roaring back and send it to the overtime with a fantastic shot by TJ Baker.
When it was 82, I mean, it was something. I turned to Zach, it was 76-68. I said, we're going to win this game if they don't score 82 points. Well, we scored 81, all right? It was 81-81. And then they get 18 points in the overtime. So, you know, a couple tough things happen around the basket. You know, as coaches, you're here. Well, I'm not gonna say it, but I will tell you this: when you have a game, you have a basketball. No, I can't say it. I can't say it.
No,
I don't want to get in trouble.
No.
We can't have people wearing certain uniforms showing up at 3 o'clock for a 3:30 game. So, but either way, we didn't play well enough, and good credit Ryan. I don't think they've beaten us in probably 7 or 8 years. I really don't. And I'm going to try to explain the history to our guys.
Yeah, this was one of those that you didn't expect. As you said, Augusta with a great history head-to-head. As I look at my numbers, we had won 9 consecutive games, 14 of the last 16. And it's been a number of years, Len mentioned it during the broadcast, that they haven't had this many bigs. I mean,
they're good. They're putting the ball inside. They're playing differently. Give credit to Ryan. Ryan was shooting a lot of jump shots. Last year, 50% of his shots were jump shots. This year is like 30%. So, more credit to them. You know, so.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about C.J. Jones' performance.
Yeah, great night.
Maybe not since A.J. had a similar performance for North Georgia. Did we see a guard come in?
Yeah, we made a mistake late in the first half. What Charlie's doing, ball screen coverage we never do or never have done. Closed out short with a hand in his face. I mean, didn't even get a hand up. Luke came out, no hand up. So, you know, part of it, you got to respect your opponent. The other part is we got to play better. So, tough one, puts us behind the 8 ball, and just not very good night for us.
So now 2 games coming up back-to-back. Obviously, you get Georgia College coming up. Reinhardt University as far as the Education Day game, Columbia County style, and then 2 days later, it's Columbus State on the road, and that'll wrap up the 2025 version of the 25-26 season.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to go ahead and beat Reinhardt and go down and play the returning champions of our league, Columbus. So we'll see how we can do, but we got to learn some things, and we're gonna have some real talk here in the locker room shortly.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna let you go and do that, Coach. I know you got a short time turnaround. We'll see you on Thursday. That's Demetrius. Not a happy camper, as you can imagine, following a tough loss in overtime. But there were some positives that came out of this, as we'll get a chance to take a look at some of the highlights as well as statistics possibly to close out this broadcast. We thank you so much for everybody tuning in and hanging with us for this doubleheader. Not often do you see both the men and the women for Augusta University go down to defeat on the same day. And we got a chance to watch the women in our first game of the twin bill as they fell at the hands of the same team from Georgia College State University, 62-50. Your final score, I said they lost, but they actually won the game 62-50.
They won.
And it was one of those games that, again, they could have very well fallen on the short end had they not stayed focused and got the ball inside and then found some ways to get scoring going. On the other side, though, the men, undefeated Georgia College, we knew coming in, had all the makings of being a difficult opponent as Lynn Carlson rejoins. They were able to do just a few things as we look at the numbers. 52% from the field, 31 of 59 for the game. The Jaguars with 73 shot attempts, Lynn. So we got enough shots, only shot 35%.
Well, they got the second balls and they got a lot of second rebounds. In Division II, if you have one kid on your team, take you back to Keyshawn Sherrill, you're going to win games because he's better than anybody on the floor.
Rafael Montero.
Yeah, they have a player who's better than anybody else on the floor, and that's why they won. I thought that we really had a good chance when the Bobcats point guard hurt his leg and couldn't play anymore, because they turned the ball over at the end of the game a couple of times, solely because 10 and 11 were playing in the point guard spot, and they're not point guards. However, it worked out all right for him. But it worked out all right for him because an exceptional player had an exceptional night. I don't know how many points. Did he get 40-some-odd points?
He finished up with 42.
Yeah. And so there it is. So it was A.J. White all over again.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned to Coach as well. And he kind of said that. The interesting note, you don't see this that often, is 29 of 36 for both teams from the free throw line.
Yeah, because it was such a physical game. I mean, they were beating each other out there. So it's not like one team got the better than the other. It was very physical. It was very well called as far as letting things go and calling it when they had to. But it simply came down to one guy, and they had the guy.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it went. As we get a look at the star players for this contest, Elias Paulson throwing in 22 points for the Jaguars. Elias on 4 of 12 shooting from the field, but 12 of 12 from the free throw line. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal for Elias Paulson. The Icelander cometh. And then C.J. Jones, the young man that we chronicled throughout the game, 14 of 21 shooting, 6 of 9 from long range, 8 of 8 from the free throw line. So that was a titanic matchup between those two. Only one other player in double figures, that was Cutlass. Cutlass Aiden coming through with 3 of 6 shooting, 6 of 10 from the free throw line. He had 12 points and 6 rebounds. And Jaguars had 5 players in double figures today. We mentioned Elias, but also 18 points in the game for Toby Prawl, 16 in the game for Louis Nonfon, 13 in the game for Charlie Macbeth. Nonfon with 12 rebounds, 16 and 12 for him, along with 2 block shots and 2 steals to boot. So solid performance overall. Jaguars, nothing to feel ashamed about in this loss, and something to build on. As you said at the top, this is the early portion of the schedule, so relax, fans. We'll get a chance to rebound and get hopefully a couple of victories coming up against the defending champions in Columbus State, where we went during the postseason, and also versus Reinhardt on the Education Day game that we'll have for you coming up. So thank you so much to the hardworking men and women. Any final thoughts, Len?
No, it all came down to one guy, and one guy was exceptional tonight. My final thought is, can they keep him? You know, with the NIL money, if he improves his body, some Division I teams are going to throw $50,000-$60,000 at him, and he's going to be gone. So that's the problem that Georgia College is going to have with him. Can they keep him after this year?
So the most important thing is, can they keep it going as well, as they're off to a 3-0 start in league play, still atop the Peach Belt Conference. Augusta University now 2-2 in conference play, but an opportunity to pick up a win coming up at Columbus State on the 20th, and obviously a non-conference matchup. We want the young fans to be here, and they will, from Columbia County, probably over 2,000 strong on Thursday morning at 11 a.m. when we come back on the air again. Then it's off until the holiday break, on the road at Middle Georgia, and then several games at home during the January portion of the schedule. So we thank you so much for tuning in. Overtime contest for Augusta University, and they're now 6-7 overall on the season, while Georgia College and State University improves and continues their winning ways with the victory today. Thanks to the hardworking men and women on our cast, working extremely hard all afternoon and into the evening. And for all of them, to all of you, we say happy holidays, and we'll see you again coming Thursday. Good night, and God bless.